And so they were going through an M&A activity, and they had an exit team. And a lot of people, think or and they are always focused on the employees, and we also are very, very focused on the employee and making sure that's a positive experience. But there are teams that are responsible for this exit program and making sure it goes well. And this was one of those teams, and they had 6 people dedicated to the process, 3 to do the work and 3 to to check the work, because again, one mistake as part of the exit process can be detrimental. And think if you're that person who made that mistake, right? You're impacting someone's lives. And so it was really important. And through that and through my career, there's 3 things that are really important to remember. Compliance is hard, technology transforms, and fundamentally, people matter.
Mm.
And so we heard about this problem. The company had budget. They were searching for a platform to help them, in large part, pay out severance. They were paying out severance, but they found themselves paying the wrong people the wrong amount of money, and those people that were owed severance, the wrong amount. And the fastest way to botch up an exit experience is get someone's benefits wrong.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So anyway, we ended up putting a prototype together for them to help them solve the severance, really managing severance and all the documents and all the complexities that go around it. And that was the advent of Onwards HR. And really, the value that we bring is that we help with all that really, really hard stuff, so that HR has more time to focus on what really matters, which is making sure that it's a personalized exit experience and a supportive process.
We were talking about this earlier as well. I think of I compared it to candidate experience, okay? Because with candidate experience, obviously one person's going to get the job,
Yeah,
maybe a couple people if there's multiple openings. So that means if you got thousands of applicants, a lot of people are going to get rejected, and it's painful, right?
right.
So, and candidate experience job searching is brutal enough. I feel like with this type of situation, it's one of those ones where it's gonna hurt regardless. So, like, how do you make it more compassionate and more about people? And like, what are some of the big mistakes that you see companies make?
Well, the first thing I think you guys kind of talked to it earlier is you make it inhuman. You use automation, right? If you're communicating out to a person who has spent the last X number of years, and some of these, larger Fortune 500 companies, which is where we kind of specialize, they've spent their careers with these companies,
Yep,
right?
30
And
years sometimes.
yeah, and if you do an exit, if you notify someone that their time is up at that organization through an email, it is so impersonal and it's an insult. And so, like, number one is be human. Technology is not out there to replace humans. Like, the human element is around being present in those difficult moments.
Yeah.
And so it is being there. Just show up, right? Like, the hardest part is showing up. The organizations need to show up for their employees and have a personal conversation. So that's fundamentally number one. There is a role for email communication, but that is more in a company-wide announcement saying something may be coming, but your manager, someone will be having a conversation with everyone involved. So that gives people an opportunity to react, because they're going to react one way or another. And the last thing organizations want is for them to react on social media, which is what we're
I know,
seeing more and
and I
more.
was gonna ask you, I mean, that seems to be more of the trend, right? We're seeing
Yeah.
leaked, emails, we're seeing
Recordings.
recording layoffs, like,
Yep.
does that is that something companies need to lean into and, like, allow people to have a reaction? Like, where's that whole thing even spawning from? And can you even stop that from happening?